Hello everyone, I'm Kaons, and this is going to be a general marathon submission speedrun of SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake, the category being any percent hoverless. This is the new SpongeBob game that was released back in January. It was meant to be the successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom. Because of the fairly large community surrounding that game, this game had a decent amount of people surrounding it ready to break it open at launch, including myself. And we sure did. On the second day of release, it was discovered that SpongeBob's animations stop working whenever he's off screen as a little optimization. But this means you could just aim the camera up at the sky and hover anywhere. Yeah, this wasn't that great. This run had its enjoyers. I was certainly not one of them, so eventually we decided to make a category where this trick is banned, but everything else is still fair game. I personally am not really too fond of the hover glitch, and in my opinion, the run is a lot cooler without it. Extremely tight and precise jumps, creative methods of bypassing invisible barriers to break boundaries, pizza stalling, and in my opinion, this trick is very underrated because depending on how much distance and height you want to achieve, your timing has to be completely different, which adds a unique element of skill to it. Hoverless is a cool run, and it would be a very enjoyable experience to be able to share that marathons. For some more quick background detail, I played this game on PC with keyboard and mouse. The runs are done on the day 1 patch because that's the version where all the speedrun stuff remains intact. My time is currently first at the moment, being a 50:55 without loads and a 53:07 with loads. I prepared a typical no reset hoverless run earlier that I will be post-commentating. The time in that run ended up being a 51:42 without loads and a 53:52 with loads. For the purpose of showing how long the run truly takes to complete, during the run I will be comparing against real time rather than load remove time. Alright, enough with the waffling, let's get on with it. Alright, so here we are in the title screen. As you can see here in the bottom right corner we have the revision number, and in the top left corner we have the FPS counter. Let's begin. So as mentioned earlier, this is post-commentary rather than live commentary. I'm going to be talking about this run a little bit that I did earlier. This is how a general no reset run of Hoverless looks. So as you can see here, we are in the tutorial section. SpongeBob is running the Sandy and he's going to go break these tikis. So yeah, this is the Cosmic Shake. This is the game that came out in January, the spiritual successor of Battle for Bikini Bottom. And because of the big community around Battle for Bikini Bottom, we were able to crack this game open pretty quickly. And, you know, I mentioned all this stuff earlier in this video, but we had the hover glitch. The hover glitch was kind of boring, so some of us want to play this game and run it without hovers, which allows for a very, very cool run that is completely unlike the normal any percent run. And I've never even ran the normal any percent run, but the hoverless run is the cool run. This is the run where it's at, in my opinion, and I enjoy this run a lot. So I'm going to jump over this tightrope here. The tightropes in this game, if you jump on them, you will get stuck on them and you will be forced to walk slowly, and it's kind of annoying. So every time you see a tightrope, you'll be jumping over them. And as you notice for the text boxes, I am mashing to skip them. You do that by alternating between E, space, and left click. We're going to get the pizza box here. And the game expects you to use the pizza box right away, but instead we're just going to be jumping across the gaps, because if you know how to space your jumps properly, you do not need to use the pizza box at all for that particular section. This is the combat tutorial section here. And we're going to skip through those text boxes and go over to Cassandra, who is going to give us the cowboy costume, which will then allow us to go to Wild West Jellyfish Fields, which is the first world in the game. Alright. So, as soon as we get dropped off into this world, we will be put into an auto-scroller seahorse section. I'm going to hold directly left immediately, and you are going to see why in a few seconds. It's coming up. Right around here, I will get a giant speed boost for no reason. We do not know how that works, it just does, and, you know, why not? So we're going to jump up here and go down here, and we're going to do pizza stalling to this piece of metal down here. Then we'll jump on the trampoline, and as you can see, I'm going to be cartwheeling and then jumping. The fastest way of moving around straight lines in this game is cartwheeling and then jumping. It makes you go a bit faster than walking overall. And as you can see, I went off the path here, and I am now heading out of bounds right away. So yeah, now we're out of bounds. You have to go over a pretty large death barrier in order to do that. And now, as I'm walking on the bounds here, I think it is a good time to explain the pizza stalling tech. So, the pizza. You get the pizza at the beginning of the game, as you saw. And the pizza allows you to glide over the pretty large gaps that are in this game. It's obviously an intended mechanic, but what is not intended is the fact that you can stall the pizza and get a lot more distance and maintain height. And you're going to see this again here. But this one is one of the hardest instances of doing this in the run. So unfortunately, I do fail this really quickly. I can get right back up very fast. Right here, I'm going to fail it. The reason why I failed it there was because the death barrier is very large. And you kind of don't really know where it is. You kind of have to guess a little bit. It does take a lot of practice to get this one down. But as you can see, I got it here in the second try. And what that skips is the riding school section, which is a pretty big chunk here of Wild West Jellyfish Fields. Mrs. Puff came up because she thinks you're on the seahorse during that section. And now we're going to go to Manta Fe. And Manta Fe here, you are intended to go to the saloon and do a minigame, but we're going to skip that entirely by doing the hardest jump in the game. This jump is ridiculous. It took me a lot of practice to get down. I unfortunately fail it once here, which is pretty expected. But I do manage to get it on the next shot. The developers really want to make sure this jump couldn't be possible, but unfortunately for them, it is possible by just a little bit. As you can see, as I made it up there, I had to spam the sign, which then puts me on the seahorse. And now we're going to go through this little seahorse section, and then we're going to go to this cactus juice section, where you are intended to fill up these cactus juice buckets. But we are not going to do that here. We are instead just going to go here in a straight line, and go a little bit out here, jump on this rock, take some shortcuts, cut some corners. And as you can see here, I'm going to break some tikis and then jump on the tikis up here as a little shortcut. That's pretty cool in my opinion. I like that one. And then we're going to jump on these trampolines. Jump on that trampoline, and then jump on one more trampoline to jump on the cactus sign. And then do some more pizza stalling to go out of bounds again into this canyon section. This canyon section is conveniently here so that we can go out of bounds. It's kind of funny. And this one's pretty tight. I got it. And not as tight as the first one I did, but that one is a little bit tight. So we're going to be walking in the bounds for a little bit more. And as you can see here, this is a good example of the going in a straight line and cartwheeling and then jumping. As you can see, you probably can't tell, but it does make you go a little bit faster. So that's what we will be doing whenever we go in straight lines. And we're going to head to this corner here and then do some more pizza stalling as I jump off to head to that cactus right there so we can get some cactus juice. Because for these 3 cactuses, you have to collect the cactus juice. Because this is required in order to progress through the level. So we're going to fill up this bucket here. And then as this elevator thing comes down, we're going to get on it and then skip the elevator by doing that. We're going to jump on these tikis, jump on these tikis, and then jump up here and jump up here. This is obviously not an intended method of getting up here. You're supposed to do the cactuses in a different order. This is the 3rd one you're intended to get. And then we're going to turn around to get the 2nd one you're intended to get. So we're going to do some more rolling and then jumping. Roll and jump. Roll and jump. And right here, we're going to collect the cactus juice. We got him. And now we're going to jump up here and get back up to the top through some unintended methods. Jump on this pole, jump on these tikis, which then will allow us to go up here. Jump on these tikis. And then go over here. And now we have a mini-boss sort of thing. We're going to go to this jelly glob thing here. Hit him once. And the cue for you to hit him again is when the pink particles he shoots out disappear. Then you can hit him again. We have another little jelly duplicator. Not duplicator guy. This is the duplicator guy. But the spray enemy. And then this is the last one here. We're going to get him. And then we're going to fill up the cactus juice thing. So as you can see there, the cactus juice is required to proceed for that one. And now we are in the bullworm mine. And we're going to proceed forward. And now we have the gold tooth fight. So, the gold tooth fight. This old man wants you to find his gold tooth down here. So you're going to go down here. And you got to find the gold tooth. It's always in the same spot. So we're just going to go over there and pick up the gold tooth. Just roll. And as you can see there in the bottom right corner, we saw saving game. So when you see that prompt, you want to count 12 seconds. If you're wondering why, you get to count around 12 seconds to take some damage and then back out of the game. Because what this does, see that saving game prompt? That will do an autosave. And then you can just back out and go to the main menu and then reload the autosave. And as you saw, we got the tooth. We don't have to finish the fight. We can just return the gold tooth back and continue onwards. So that's a nice little exploit there. So now we're heading to the train section, which is the final part of this world. We're just gonna follow a path here and take the fastest line possible. And now we are on another one of these auto-scroller seahorse things, but for this one, we can go a little bit faster on it by just alternating and spamming between space and shift. And as you can see, I am going to go a bit faster than intended. You also have to do some directional inputs here, and you will be able to see this right up here as I am inside the train. Obviously, the game would not intend me to be that far ahead. So yeah, for this, it's kind of just spamming space and shift, going back and forth, spamming the buttons. Not much to this part. Just got to keep going here. Spam the buttons. You got the Krabby Patties. Reminds you of the movie game. And right about here, we're going to get thrown onto the train so we can progress. Alright, now we are on the train. We're going to jump on this trampoline here. Just go forward. The goal here is just to get to the end of the train. We're going to get these jelly enemies here. And then go through the door. Hit the button and go through the door. This section is pretty self-explanatory. You're just pretty much going ahead. Just going in a straight line, trying to get to the end. Just proceeding onwards. And you might be able to tell, I do a lot of cartwheeling and then spinning immediately after. That gives you some coyote frames, I guess. It gives you some air time in the air. And it's very useful for... you know, just getting across large gaps. As you can see there, I skipped another tightrope by jumping over it and go to the trigger. We're gonna hit that button, go ahead. Blow up that balloon right there. Yeah, not really much here. Just pretty much going forward, going ahead. Seeing what you could do. Just gonna evade the cactuses here. Kinda hard to get them, you know, in an ideal spot. So we're gonna hit that jelly glob guy there. Hit him 3 times. As I mentioned earlier, when the pink particles disappear, you can hit him again. We have 1 more here. 1, 2. And then 3. And now I'm gonna hit the button over here as soon as the jelly enemy disappears. And now we are done with Wild West Jellyfish Fields. And now we are going to go back in the hub for a second. And we're gonna talk to Cassandra, talk to Plankton. We gotta press a button up here. You're intended to go around a different way, but as you can see here, I'm going to climb up the tree to get to the button. This will allow us to climb the tower and then press the button a lot faster than how you would normally be intended to do it. We're gonna talk to Cassandra again, who's going to give us the karate costume, which will then allow us to go to karate downtown Bikini Bottom. So we're gonna keep going here on the seahorse. Dismount and then enter the portal. Alright, so now we're getting into the portal. We are in. For this first part, it's sort of just taking a fast line, but there are quite a few skips here in this world. This is one of my favorite worlds to platform through. Yeah, as mentioned, just taking a pretty direct line here. As fast as you possibly can. Cutting corners and all that. Talk to Pearl again down here. And now from here, you want to jump on the edge of this box, the little flap there, go up here to the cardboard prop, and then go down here into this arena. It skips a lot there. And now, these jelly bathtub enemies are the worst. These are like the main RNG component of this game, because they have 3 possible attacks they can do. And the one attack that they have where they spin the bathtub around is really slow, and it can lose you a bit of time. It's really annoying. The ideal attack you want them to get is to just slam the bathtub down once. That is the fastest, as you can see right there. And then we're going to hit this button as soon as it turns red. And we're going to jump on these boxes and go down here. And what you're going to see here is called 2D skip. Now, this is another pretty tight jump. I do fail it once. You have to jump on that lamp there, jump up here into this cardboard, and then jump up here. And as you can see, I failed it. But I am going to get it the second time. We're going to jump up here into the cardboard, jump onto the window, and ledge grab it. And then we're going to jump here and jump onto this window and then jump into this pipe, and then we will jump onto an invisible wall. And then from here, we're just going to roll a little bit. And from here, you kind of have to know where the invisible walls are. Taking it slow, a little bit slow, and then we're going to jump in here into the cardboard. And now we are on top of this 2D battle section, as you can see down there. It's supposed to be like a sort of like a 2D action movie section. But as you can see, I'm skipping the entire thing. It's a bit long too, so I am going to be rolling and jumping for a little bit. But overall, it's not too bad. It does look pretty long from the view here in the depth perception. So we're just going to keep rolling a bit. Feel the view, rather. Rolling, jumping. Rolling, jumping. Rolling, jumping. And we're almost at the end here. And as I'm going to cut some corners, but there are going to be some lag spikes that will be forced to happen right there. And then here's the second one. So you got to be very careful, because if you aren't prepared for those lag spikes, you will drop inputs. So we're jumping on this out of bounds collision here. We're going to jump on this lamp. Well, I was supposed to jump on the lamp. But instead we're going to jump on this door and then jump over here to the wall and then talk to Karate Squidward and turn around. Director Squidward. Open up that balloon and then go over here and jump on the slingshot and then turn around and then jump up here. We're going to jump on this pipe, turn around, jump on the window, jump on the pipe, and then jump over here to land on another invisible wall. And now we are heading out of bounds again. So, we're out of bounds. We're skipping into this dojo area, which is towards the end of Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom. This skips a lot. So we're going to be rolling and jumping. But as you see, as I turn this corner, I will stop the rolling and jumping, and I will only be rolling. The reason why I do this is because in this particular area out of bounds, if you jump, you will die. It's just where the death barrier happens to be. So I'm just going to keep spamming roll here rather than rolling and jumping. Spamming roll is still fast, but rolling and jumping is just a little bit faster than that. So, taking the fastest possible line I can get, and then go over here. In order to go back inbounds, we have to jump on this door, jump onto this cardboard, jump up here, and this is very, very janky and weird. It does take me a couple tries to get. You gotta do a roll into the invisible wall, and then get enough height in order to ledge grab onto that piece of cardboard up there. I am going to get it soon. I think about right here I'm going to get it. Right here. There I go. Alright, and then we jump onto the invisible wall here, the dojo. We're gonna jump on this window of the building. And then jump over here into the cardboard. Jump onto this piece of cardboard. And then spin jump over here. We're going to proceed onwards. Jump into that window. Jump up here to the building. Go forwards. Piece of glide into that window. Go over here. And now we're back inbounds, as you can probably tell. But we're going to jump over here. Jump on the pipe. Wait for these balloons to come down. I unfortunately missed a cycle. So we're going to hit that balloon with the karate kick. Jump up here. And we're going to push this seesaw down, and when it's up, we're going to get that height and use it to jump on that window there. And I'm going to jump on the cub shake sign, jump on the window, and then karate kick into that glob enemy. It's pretty fun. I love the movement here. It's pretty nice. We're going to karate kick these balloons. And then karate kick these karate post things here, just to go up top. We're going to jump on the trampoline. And then go over here, karate kick the balloon. I think I miss it. Yeah, get up there. And we're going to be coming up to the crane soon. And the unfortunate thing here is that I was a bit slow. And I kind of missed the cycle here for the crane. You can actually do this without waiting. But unfortunately, I had to wait because I missed the crane cycle. So we got to wait a little bit here for the crane to come back. And then when it's about right here, I can go off. And just hover down and then karate kick into that enemy and get back on. Then we're going to karate kick this balloon and go up here. And jump on here to this trampoline. I'm going to spam it a few times just to get the award for fun. You get that award for jumping on the trampoline 10 times in a row. It's meaningless. We're going to get that balloon. And get that jelly enemy. And as you can probably tell, karate kicking into enemies, it obviously makes you go fast. So you do it whenever possible. Yeah, so we're gonna hit the button there. Knock these enemies off so they don't hit us. And when this comes up, we're gonna get on top of the crane. And then we're not going to go on top of the trampoline. We're going to go right here into the corner of the crane. Because this will allow us to go faster onto the dojo rooftop. Which is coming up right around here. And then we're gonna go on top. Hover down and then push the button. And now we're in the Sandy fight. So I have 3 health. Optimally, you want to have 2 health here. So I'm going to intentionally take a hit. And then I'm just going to sit back here. The thing is going to come out. We're going to wait. She's going to roll into the TNT. And then I'll karate kick. And then from here, we're just going to sit in the center and wait for these jelly glob enemies to go directly to the center and bump to the wall so that we can knock them all out. So just get all these guys. I missed that one. We're just going to hit them normally. And then from here, you want to intentionally die, but you want to do it before a cutscene. Unfortunately, I triggered the cutscene, but it's fine. We can still die. But unfortunately, I got the longest possible death animation here, where SpongeBob does this whole thing where he rolls around, flops on the floor. That one is really annoying. But then we're going to sit right here and wait. What that does is that intentional death, it skips phase of the boss. And then we're going to do that and then hit Sandy again. But we missed because the karate kick is kind of jank. And then we're going to go back here to the center. And we're going to wait for these jelly globs to come back again and hit the wall. We're going to hit them again. There's always one that's stubborn. It's really annoying. Let's see, yeah, we're going to get that one manually. And then we got these bodyguard guys coming around. We're going to walk forward a little bit and walk backwards in order to evade them. It's always the same pattern every time. Alright, and then from here we have some more TNT come up. And she's going to roll forwards, and then we're going to go here, and then karate kick. I missed again. I've never done that twice in a row. It's kind of ridiculous. And now we are done with Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom. And now we are heading to Pirate Goo Lagoon. Alright, we're going to roll over here, and then talk to Cassandra, skip the text boxes, and then go over here. We got the pirate costume. We can go over here to the warp, and load ourselves in. Alright, we are loading into Pirate Goo Lagoon. This world is pretty fun. This world is very short in 90%, but it's a lot more fun hoverless. And at 90%, you could literally just fly to the end of the ship. It's kind of ridiculous. So here we are. As you can see, I'm in a karate kick, because it allows you to go pretty fast there. It's actually faster in the later patches, but overall the later patches are slower, which is kind of unfortunate. Karate kick. Go forward. And as you can see, these pie things are going to spawn in. Where they spawn in is completely random. They're really annoying, so you have to be mindful of that. Alright, skip this Dutchman cutscene and then go over here. You skip a lot in Pirate Goo Lagoon. Unfortunately, like 80%, you don't skip the whole level, but you do skip a lot here. You cut this corner here and then go over here. Jump at this trampoline and then jump immediately to this surfboard, where we're going to go directly over here. An unintended path there that's supposed to take you back to the mainland. We're going to karate kick into him. We're going to jump up here, jump on the palm tree, and then karate kick this enemy up there to allow us to go up there quickly, which is fun. We can jump on there. This little thing to stand on is pretty small area. And we're going to go down here and pizza glide and intentionally die. There is no way to land on that sand. You just can't do it. You got to intentionally die here. And what this is going to allow you to do is trigger the cutscene for this pirate ship, which will then just spawn you up here. It's great. So, we're going to get this enemy here. And then we're going to get this enemy right here. And then here we have one more. Just going to get him like that. Alright, and then we are done. And we're going to rescue Larry. And we're going to proceed on with the level. And now we have unlocked the fish hook ability. It does that. And you're going to see a trick with that later. Alright, now we're going to go down here. This is skipping a giant section with the anchovies and stuff. You're not meant to platform over this stuff. You're supposed to rescue the anchovies and all that. So we're just going straight ahead, getting the fish hook, going across. And we're just going to keep going across here without doing the anchovies or any of that. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to jump on these floating tikis in order to get over here and skip immediately into the sandcastle area. We've got to do some pizza stone and go up here. And then jump on the trampoline and then keep going forward. There is the sock. You're going to have to hoist these socks and the flagpoles later. And this fight, you hit the enemy here. And what you actually can do is you can manipulate these big jellies. As you see, I got 3 consecutive hits off of them immediately. And that is if you can karate kick something that is behind it. Or if you get stunned by a pie. Which you should see later, but I unfortunately fail it because it's a bit random. But, yeah, there is a way to manipulate them, but you can't do it everywhere, which is kind of unfortunate. So, I unfortunately fell off here, which is not what I intended to do. I panicked there. I thought I could go back on the Thunder Tiki, but it blows up. But anyway, I have to go back up here and then go over here. And what I'm going to do is called fish hook stalling. This can allow you to gain some height from the fish hook by just doing a sort of pattern of clicking it repeatedly. And it allows you to pretty much just gain some height. And that skipped the climbing of the sandcastle layer, which is pretty cool. The fishhook stalling does take a bit to get down. In Rehydrated, which was the remake of BFBB, you could actually just spam the equivalent in that game. But in this, you have to have a very like specific like rhythm with pressing the buttons. It's pretty annoying. I don't really like it. You can fail it pretty easily if you don't practice it too much. Now we're just gonna go over here and go through these rings, which give you a bit of a speed boost when you hover through them with the pizza. And then we're gonna go over here to the mermaid, where we have to do some I guess memory minigame type thing. Gotta play this music. You just press the orange twice, the blue, the red, and the green, and the orange again. And then we're gonna go back to the mermaid. And now what this does is it unlocks the slingshots. It allows you to use them. So we're gonna go over here, and as soon as the prompt comes up for the slingshot, we're gonna warp back to 4, to Sandcastle, and the prompt itself is what unlocks the slingshot. So that's why we have to walk all the way over there to the slingshot in order to unlock it. And we're gonna go on here to the pirate ship, and as the pirate ship's coming in, we're going to jump off of it and then start pizza stalling down here to the outside of the sandcastle, little wooden planks. Just keep pizza stalling down here. Gonna cut the corner there. Gonna come over here. Land there. Jump up here. Go around. Karate kick into you. Karate kick into you. And we're going to fishhook stall here to gain some height to go up here, which is pretty neat. I am skipping a lot here, by the way. We have to do a lot of, like, flag hoisting stuff that I'm just not going to do because it's slow. But unfortunately, you have to hoist 3 socks. You can't avoid them. There's no way to skip them at the moment. I'm going to climb here on the edge of the building and go down here. You're supposed to do some mini-boss thing, but we're going to skip that by just landing here, jumping up. There's a large invisible wall here. I'm pretty lucky to have gotten that first try. And we're going to keep going around here. And we're going to go here onto the fishhook and then karate kick into these jelly enemies. Get these 2 and get the one up there. And then we'll be hoisting one of the 3 socks that we have to hoist. So, this one, gotta do it. And for this, you're just spamming space repeatedly. It's really annoying. It's slow. I wish these weren't in the run, but unfortunately, we just can't find a way to skip over these ones. So yeah, we got 3 in the run. Kinda unfortunate, but it is what it is. Gonna get that jelly enemy, get that one, and then get that one up here. And then hoist this sock. Alright, so, spamming space once again. Just spam that button. Spam it over and over and over and over and over. And we're going to spam some text boxes, and then we're going to turn the camera around and intentionally die, which is going to put back the pies, the little pie things that Prawn shoots down. And what that can allow you to do is it can allow you to manipulate the big jelly enemy to get 3 consecutive hits off him. But unfortunately, I didn't get it. It's kind of random. We don't really have a pretty consistent setup for it yet. I've been trying to look into that, but it's a bit janky. So unfortunately, I just have to do this boss kind of normally. Not boss, just a little enemy. So yeah, one more hit. They're really stubborn too. As you can see, he's just ignoring me right here, which is just so annoying. Alright, that's the last hit. Right here, that's the last one. And then from here, we can jump up here, and then hoist a sock. And this is the last one, I promise. So we just gotta spam that button. Space, just spam it over and over and over and over. Alright, we're good. We're gonna go here through the ring. Go down. Cut these corners. Alright, we're gonna go up here. And this is the final area of Pirate Lagoon. We have to hit this drum here. Go through the ring. Go on the fishhook, and then wait a little bit for this ship to come over. And we're going to take the fishhook again that's up here, karate kick the enemy, and then use the momentum to slam onto that drum again. Take the slingshot. Karate kick into you. And we're just going to continue onwards. Get this over here, this fishhook. We're going to take the rings here to get some speed. I unfortunately was almost about to miss that one. That would have not been good. Get the fishhook here. Get the projectile back at the enemy. Hit the drum again. Take the little slingshot. And we're going to go here through the ring, and we're almost at the final area, the final pirate ship. It's not this one, it's the last one, as you can see there. And as mentioned before, any percent can literally fly to that from the first area. It's so ridiculous. Pirate Lagoon any percent is so short, and it's like the longest here in Hoverless. So we're going to get out these enemies, take them out, wait for that one to fall down, jump in order to not get stunned by him, and then knock out this jelly enemy over here. And then we're going to walk over here to trigger the second part of the fight, get that one, go into the multiplier one, hit the projectile back at him. Now, as you can see here, this is the optimal way of doing this fight. It took a bit of, like, routing during the early days of when this game came out. But yeah, this is pretty much the optimal way of doing this. Skip that cutscene and go up here. Take these corners and then hit the projectile at the big jelly enemy. And then we're going to karate kick the enemy behind him to trick him to just get 3 hits off of him. And then we got to get this duplicator enemy normally. And one more enemy, and then we are good for Pirate Lagoon. Hit the button, and we're good. Alright, so that is Pirate Lagoon. And after this, we're going to go back to Bikini Bottom, out of the SpongeBob's house, and then we're going to warp to the Krusty Krab, where we will proceed forwards, talk to Mr. Krabs, and then we have the greatest part of the run, the patty flipping minigame. Unfortunately, this cannot be skipped. It is very memeable. You just have to flip 10 Krabby Patties. And unfortunately, this part is RNG too. If you get the worst possible pattern, you can lose about 10 seconds here. It is like completely random how the burgers can fall. I did get good luck here in this run, but unfortunately, I was dumb enough to flip one of the patties early. Yeah, early. Early is the right word. I unfortunately flipped one of the patties early, which does lose a couple seconds. You want to press the button when they come up as soon as possible. There is a way to skip a little bit of an animation. If you have a raw patty and a cooked patty ready to be flipped, it is faster to flip over the raw patty first rather than the cooked one, because it skips a little animation. I'm not sure what the fastest time you can get on this is. Ultimately, it is RNG. The patties can fall ridiculously slowly. So we got one more burger left. Let's go to wait for that one. Flip it. And we're good to go. We're going to skip these text boxes and warp back to 1. We're going to go over here on the seahorse and go over to Cassandra, talk to her, who's going to give us the flower costume. This costume is going to allow us to go to Halloween Rock Bottom. Alright. Now, this world and Hoverless and any percent is really short. Hoverless, we do pretty much the exact same thing we do in any percent, except for the fact that we're not hovering. We're taking a bit of a slower, different method to get to where we want to be. So first, we just gotta proceed onwards as if we're doing the level normally. I'm gonna karate kick this balloon up here as a little trick. Gets you a little bit of a speed boost there. We're just gonna continue onwards here. Go to the fish hook thing here. And normally you would ideally want to have 1 health here. Unfortunately, I didn't. The reason for that is you can do a little bit of a death warp in the boss here, but it doesn't save that much time. We're gonna go to the end here and then break these tikis, and then we're gonna warp back. Now what that did is going to that specific area unlocks the scare ability, which is necessary for doing the room before the boss in this world. You need that ability. So we're gonna climb this bus here and then go out of bounds right over here. And then we're gonna go forward, pizza stall a little bit. When it hits about there, I turn and then go over here to this rock. There's an invisible wall you have to avoid. That's why I took a bit of some time. Then we're gonna go down here and then go through that wall there. And over here is the outside of the final museum area of the world. Yeah, we pretty much did it all right now. So we're gonna go over here, land about like right here. There's an invisible platform. Go over here to this corner, which will trigger the final checkpoint for the world. The second final checkpoint. And then we're gonna go down here to these scare enemies. And right here, we're gonna scare them. And if we didn't go and unlock the scare ability first, we would not be able to do this, which is why you gotta do that, unfortunately. Then we're gonna hit this button, which will open the door and allow us to go into the Gary fight. And now, here we are. And this, you pretty much just gotta break through vending machines. You hit this one. And then from here, you go up and put yourself to the little corner here and just wait. If you put yourself in the corner here, you will not get hit. And from here, you're intended to go around, but you can actually just stand here on the rail and then just turn around, jump on top of it like that. And then you can go over here and hit that vending machine and then jump on the railing here. Wait a little bit and then start jumping. Go forward. And that will land you on this ramp here. And you can continue onwards. And from here, it's just taking an optimal line over to the last vending machine. There is no real fancy skip to get over to the last one. You kind of just gotta do it. But as you can see here, you can cut some corners. You can do some things, like jump on that to get over to it quicker. Break that, and then go over here, and just wait. And that is Halloween Rock Bottom. Only a couple minutes, and now we have Prehistoric Kelp Forest. So, we're gonna warp back to 1. Get the seahorse and go over to Cassandra. Talk to her, and she's gonna give us the prehistoric costume. We're gonna warp to boating school, which is the closest warp to the warp for Prehistoric Kelp Forest. Going there. And yeah, now we're headed here. I make an unfortunate mistake in this run, which I normally don't do. It's not a very difficult out of bounds, but unfortunately I did fail it because, you know, things happen. We're gonna go forwards here. And just take a pretty much direct line here. Just keep going forwards. Jump in here and go down. Unfortunately, right here, as I said, I do fail it. I waited too long to drop, which means I lost too much height. So what I have to do there was just warp back to the first spot. We have to do this part again. Not that big of a deal, but it is a very realistic mistake, I guess, to make in a marathon. So it's, you know, worth showing that that can happen. It's not that big of a deal, though. Because, see, you get back here pretty quickly. And you can just fall down there through the invisible barrier and then make your way right back. And now here we are. We're just going to keep rolling right forwards. As you can see, I'm obviously out of bounds. And unfortunately, a lot of this level, the majority of this level, is just walking out of bounds. Doing this stuff, jumping here. We're going to do some pizza stalling here to land on a specific spot in the invisible wall. My visual cue is slightly left to that big leaf there. Now I'm on top of the invisible wall. We kind of have to, you know where it is. Just gotta map it out. And, then jump on here. Continue onwards, taking the fastest possible line while walking out of bounds here. A little bit tricky, but eventually you get used to it. It's not too bad. And, just go ahead. Keep rolling and jumping. This part is a little bit boring, but it is what it is. It's the run. Unfortunately, there isn't really a way to get through this faster because the world is just so massive because there's a giant slide and stuff. And this is the fastest way of going about it. Obviously, when you do this stuff, you are skipping a lot. This world takes a pretty long time to complete casually. You're skipping a giant cave section, a giant slide. It's pretty ridiculous. And we are almost done here. Just a little bit more. Walking and rolling and jumping. We're almost there. Some lag spikes you gotta handle. And we are coming up to the area where we want to clip into the cage here. Which is right around here. Right around there. Turn around and go into the cage. Cave. Not cage. And now we have this little puzzle thing. It's the same thing every time. Just gotta memorize how to do it. It can be a little bit annoying because you kind of have to wait like a second between pushing the stone things. And you may accidentally hit the wrong ones. Which is extremely annoying. But, fortunately I don't. Just gonna push these things. Almost done with that. And we are done with the puzzle. We can continue onwards into the pearl fight. This fight is a bit long. We have these bone things in the wall here. It is possible to hit all 3 of them with an unintended method. I'm going to attempt the yellow bone here through a cartwheel jump. I almost did it, but unfortunately I didn't get it. So I have to wait for these little things to fall down so we can jump on them and then hit the yellow bone. The purple bone is the hardest one to get without waiting. I don't even know how to do it. It's so ridiculous. It's so tight. It requires like a, cartwheel jump and all that. A cartwheel jump is when you jump and cartwheel in the same frame. And then not only that, you have to maintain perfect height and stuff, perfect distance. It's kind of ridiculous. So that one I've never even gotten. I'm not going to go for. But the blue bone is by far the easiest to get through an unintentional method. What you can do is jump on these rocks over here. And then go over here and get the bone. I fail it once, which is kind of annoying. But I do get it the second time. Just jump over here on the rock, go up here, and hit it. As you can see, I got the cutscene, so that means I hit the bone. It is actually fastest to get the bones in the order I did. It skips a few less phases of this little, the sand stuff here. So that's why we do it in that order. You go yellow, purple, and then blue. And now we just gotta get rid of these enemies here. Gotta go around the tiers and stuff. Just get the enemies, all that. Just gotta wait. And we gotta wait for this lava to come down so we can hit these 3 bones here that are holding up the platform right there. We got 2 left. So this boss, as mentioned, you know, it's long. It's mainly a bunch of waiting. To kind of just, you know, mess around, wait. It's a pretty interesting fight. the bone strats are kind of cool, but they're pretty hard. And a little bit more, just wait for these enemies, get them, go around the tiers. And something I haven't mentioned yet is that when you cartwheel, you are actually invincible for the entirety of the cartwheel animation. So, see these tiers, you may think, oh no, you have to avoid them in a particular way. No, you can just cartwheel directly through them. I don't know why they did that, but they did it. And it would have been nice to know that during my casual playthrough, because I did not. But I'm not sure if it was intended for you to know. I'm not I have no clue. But that's just the way it is in this game. So we have 1 more bone left. Just gotta wait. These phases take a very long time, as you can tell. So I'm kind of just waffling here. Just gotta wait. Wait. And now we gotta get rid of these enemies. We got this worm enemy here. Only time you'll be seeing that on the run. Alright, the final bone is gonna come down and we are going to hit it. And now we are done with Prehistoric Kelp Forest. And now we are going to be heading to Medieval Sulfur Fields, but not after doing some pointless tasks in the hub world. So we gotta talk to Cassandra first, who is going to give us the Jester costume, and we have to walk behind SpongeBob's house and break these boxes to get books to teach Squidward how to read again. Because he forgot, because he was transported to the caveman world or something. So we gotta give these books back, warp back to the tree dome, walk backwards, get the seahorse, and then ride over to the portal for Medieval Sulfur Fields. Alright, here we go. So, I make a mistake here that I don't think I've ever made before, which is kind of ridiculous. It doesn't lose me that much time because I can warp back instantly. But you see that ring over there? You're supposed to fly directly through it, but unfortunately, I waited just a bit too long to trigger it, and it does nothing. As you can see up here, I go through it, nothing. I waited too long. That was my fault. I have to warp back and go back down. But as you can see, another general mistake. Doesn't lose that much time. Something that could happen in the marathon if I'm not too careful, but not a big deal. So we can keep going down here, jump on the trampoline, and then hover through the rings here with the pizza box. As mentioned before, the rings give you a bit of a boost. They're required there to go through there unless you do some, like, hover strats. Gonna go down here, hit the balloon. Slam on the slide because it's faster. And then from here, we're not going to go on the slide the intended way. We're going to get this surfboard and take a hard right. And then when it pops, jump, spin, and jump, spin, just maximize distance. And then start pizza stalling and carefully going around the death barrier here to hit this balloon right down here. We're going to karate kick it. And then go back on the slide and go forwards into the wooden tikis. And then take a hard right to take a shortcut off the slide while avoiding a giant death barrier. We're going to jump down here. And then we're going to take right again. Go back down here. Hit this button. And then warp to 2. Go forwards. So what I'm doing here is, this is like doing some like tricks to skip the intended way of going down. We're pushing the buttons, avoiding death barriers. This is the fastest way of going about this tower section. You aren't seeing the majority of it at all. This is just a clever way of going about it quickly. Hit that button. Go down here in the slide. And now we are pretty much done with the sliding part of the world. And now we are going to do something that pretty much skips the entirety of this world. So we're going to go down here and jump off the slide while avoiding a big death barrier. I'm going to be saying that a lot. And then jump here. And here, we're going to do this jump here and then pizza stall off. This one does take a bit of practice to get down. You are avoiding a very large death barrier. Land right here. And I have to be right here on the edge, otherwise I'll die. And then just keep jumping around the edge. Jump down here. And then karate kick into that enemy. So that just skips the majority of the world. That just skips a ridiculous amount. And this world is pretty big. So, yeah, here we have a little stupid minigame where we got to press these buttons. It's a memory game. I'm going to press them in the correct order, but as you can see here, I'm going to intentionally make a mistake soon. It's not because I'm bad at this stupid memory game. It's because you only need to get 12 correct answers. And you might as well just hit the same button twice rather than walking over to the last one that's correct. And then from here, we can just spam the red button twice. Well, 4 times, rather. 5, actually. To just get through the minigame quickly. Alright, and we are done with that minigame. Going to skip the cutscenes, spam the text boxes, and then go up to the castle. We're going to go up here through an unintended method. I unfortunately missed a ledge grab there. It's pretty annoying. Jump back on here. Go off here. Jump on the pole. Jump on there. And turn around and karate kick into that enemy, and then walk forward into the castle. And now we are here inside the castle. Just gonna proceed forwards. And we're not going to go about this intended way. The intended way just has you platforming around over these beds. But we're just going to jump on here. And then start doing some fishhook stalling up here 5 times. This one is really annoying. But I got it. And then karate kick into that enemy. And then we're going to go over here. Fishhook stall once more. Just a little bit. Just to get up here. And then go around here. Make your way over here. And then take the fishhook over here. Go around. Not going to stall. Something weird happened here. I see that. I cannot believe that worked, but it did, and I'm not going to complain about it. So, we are almost done with Medieval Sulfur Fields here. Just going to hit these buttons, and now we have Twitchy, which is the most annoying boss thing in this run. You have to deliver these cakes to the people sitting here, and it is just so annoying because it's... The enemies, man, they're really bad. But there actually is a trick that was discovered later into the game's life, where you can, literally just angle the camera where the enemies just won't, the majority of the enemies won't even spawn. So I'm going to get those 2 cakes up there, which are the hardest first, and then we're gonna get that one quickly. And then for the rest of the fight, almost the rest of the fight, we're going to angle the camera like this. We're not going to turn around at all, and doing this will allow the enemies to just not spawn. It's great because it makes this fight a lot easier. It's still annoying, but it makes it a lot easier. So yeah, we have this over here. We're gonna throw the cake over here. Break that again. And get the cake over here. Throw it. No. It's easy to miss. It's just so annoying. The hitboxes are really janky. So, throw that cake. We have 2 more cakes left. I think I missed 1 more time. I'm gonna get that. And then I'm gonna turn the camera around just to make things easier. As you can see, all the enemies are just gonna spawn right in. Yeah, that's the one I missed. I'm gonna turn it around right here. All the enemies are just gonna instantly spawn in. It's just really chaotic. This is so funny. You have the camera off screen. The enemies just won't spawn. Pretty funny. So now, that was Medieval Sulfur Fields. We're gonna go to Glove World now. Jelly Glove World. But not after talking to Cassandra, doing another pointless task. Gonna warp back to the boating school. And skip some text boxes up here, and then jump up to this rock over here. This rolling rock. And we're gonna catch all of the jellyfish. Yes, indeed. We're gonna roll the rock through there, get these 2 jellyfish, then when the rock comes out, we're gonna jump on top of it. And we're gonna get this jellyfish over here. And this rock is pretty annoying. I have to make sure it's in a certain spot so I can jump off of it and actually go where I want to go. So I have to angle it. Like, look at that. It's just so weird. So, I'm gonna have to jump off of it again. And we're gonna jump here onto this rail. Fence. Get that jellyfish, and then jump down here. Get that jellyfish. And there's 1 more left. Right over here. Get that, and then turn around. And now we are able to go to Jelly Glove World, which is the final world in the game. Alright, so here we go. Jelly Glove World. We're just gonna keep going forward, take a direct line here to the main path, which we have to do a jelly bathtub fight. No way to cheese this one, unfortunately. It's pretty annoying. Just kinda gotta deal with it. There's no way to go around it. We've tried everything. So yeah, we gotta do this jelly bathtub fight. RNG fight. Wonderful. Worst possible attack. We got it. He's gonna do 1 more move. Sometimes you think he does the 1, and then he just does the 2 hit. It's really annoying. But yeah, that's that. We're gonna take the slingshot over here to the Tunnel of Glove, where we're pretty much going to skip the entire thing by going into bounds. Just gonna take a direct line here to the end with the Thunder Tiki over here. Just keep going. We're going to jump on the Thunder Tiki and start climbing over this collision. And we're going to jump on this portrait here, jump on the pipes, and then jump on the wall, and then jump down here. And now we're going to jump on this wooden plank, And then we're going to jump forward into the trigger that will allow us to get out of the tunnel of glove. And that was that. And now we have the next part, the main street part of Jelly Glove World. It expects you to take the reef blower and blow stuff to knock out that jelly, but we're just going to climb the building and go around that. We don't need to do that. We're going to take the slingshot again. And now we're going to do some more building climbing again. And you may be wondering why. Well, the reason I'm doing this is because we have to skip a mini-boss trigger. Well, it's not like a... It's like it warps you to an entirely different area. If you trigger this boss, it is a lot of time. So we're going to go around this, go in here to the lamp, and then just make our way straight across here. You're not intended to platform with this stuff, but it's like conveniently there, which is great. And then we're going to jump on here and go forward. This is a little bit faster than just walking around. We're going to go in here and just keep going forward. And now we're going to take the surfboard and go forward to the Ferris wheel, where we gotta climb it. Alright, we are almost there. Jump here and that, and actually, as you can see here, I make the fast cycle, which is not too common. But unfortunately, I fumble it, so it doesn't even matter. As you can see up here, you gotta jump on more of the Ferris wheel to do it optimally, and unfortunately I went too early and I kind of fumbled it, so I have to go in the little cart below it, which kind of stinks. But I mean, hey, at least I made the fast cycle. I can't really say that about every attempt. And then we're gonna come up here, go forward and take a left to go into that balloon, and then go up here to the Krusty Krab, which will trigger the Glovey Glove fight, which is the last part of Glove World, but not the final boss. Alright, we're going to karate kick into this jelly enemy here, and then go up here and get the reef blower. Get these. And get that one. Get that one, and then shoot the Glovey Glove. And this is one of my least favorite parts of the run right here. It's the bathtub enemies. You got to manipulate them into the jelly. It's really, really annoying. It just... I don't like it at all. It's pretty inconsistent, no matter how hard you practice it. But I got it fairly well there, but I almost died. That was close. So we're just gonna karate kick into you, get the bubble surfboard, go up here, get the reef blower, go down here, get that, one more, and then we're good. And now we're gonna kick this balloon, go up here. This is the final part of this fight thing. And we're just going to do this in a particular way. We're going to come back here. Wait here. And then when he throws it, we're going to walk back to instantly pick up the reef blower. And then the cutscene is going to happen. We already have the reef blower. We're going to get that piece of trash there. And then another one is going to come soon. Just going to wait for the jelly to come by. We're going to come right back and wait for the second one to be thrown. And then we're going to instantly shoot it right back at him. Boom. And now it is time for the trash section. The beloved trash section. We're gonna pick up trash and throw it away right before the final boss. Makes no sense. So, you gotta throw these trash pieces into this particular trucks. I did this pretty quickly, which is pretty cool. As you can see there, you can clip that trash through the edge of the truck there, which is kind of cool. Throw that trash up there, and then wait for this elevator thing to come right back up, and then throw all three in there, and then get the final piece of trash. As you can see here, you can roll while picking things up, which is neat, and then throw it directly into there, and then warp back to 1 and talk to Cassandra, who will then become evil. She wasn't a villain, by the way, it totally wasn't obvious. And then we head to the final boss, Cassandra. Who would have thought? So yeah, jump on the chair. As you can see, you can just jump on the chair here, and then you won't take any damage. It's great. Very thought out. To be fair, the chair is very slippery though. You kind of gotta know where you want to jump. And then Cassandra will come down and then fall down. Alright, from here, gonna use the reef blower and get these jelly enemies. And, as mentioned, not as mentioned, I haven't mentioned this yet, you're not supposed to have the reef blower here. But by hitting Cassandra earlier than you should, you just get it. You get it early, and this makes this fight a lot easier, because you can just sit here and just suck up all the enemies really quickly, without having to worry about them attacking you. It's pretty funny. And you get the reef blower again. You just keep it. I'm really glad this exists because it makes the boss, like, totally, like, not stressful. You just gotta sit here and just inhale the enemies, which is kind of funny. It's pretty awesome that that works. And now we have one more hit. Just gotta wait for the prompt to come up. The prompt is almost going to come up. Almost. Just a little bit more. A little bit more, and right here. And as you can see, I glitch out the reef blower and I bring it through me to the loading screen. So I'm just standing there awkwardly with the reef blower, moving around. And yeah, that is the any percent hoverless speedrun of SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. And yeah, this is my marathon submission run. I do hope you enjoyed it if you watched it. You know, just for fun or whatever. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. That's pretty awesome of you. And yeah, so we got this ending cutscene here, where we got Squidward, King Neptune putting the jelly all back here. There's no real point to watch it, but I'll watch it just for you guys. It's kind of a lame ending, I'm not gonna lie. The ending to this game is really scuffed. Alright. I'm just waiting for the cutscene to be over at this point. Final wish. And then here's the excuse for everything to remain exactly the same. Patrick being stupid.
That was fun. I wish we could do it all over again.
And yeah, that is it. I do hope you enjoyed my hoverless run, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.